This is already heterosexual in a very lesbian way, and I will not extrapolate on that. Maybe finishing my timer was the friends we made along the way. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Stars Reads. My name is Leia, and I'm so happy you chose to join me today. I have lots of plans for this week. So, first things first, I want to do the reading challenge where you exchange your screen time for reading time. Pretty much everyone has done this challenge already. I want to jump on the bandwagon. My screen time has been fucking horrible recently because I'm a student and I study from home. I am like completely online and I just love having YouTube in the background. Right now, like my two vices on my phone are YouTube and Twitter because I have deleted the Twitter app because it was such a problem. But then I just go on Google and use Twitter on Google. Um, and it's not even that I like enjoy Twitter really as like a social media app. I think it's quite toxic and not really good for my mental health. But also it can be like such a fun place when you're in different fandoms. Right now I'm deep in like army Twitter because BTS have a comeback this month on the 20th. So like everyone is excited and it's like very contagious. So like spending time on Twitter is mostly me like lurking on army Twitter and then like take my the entirety of my screen time um to use for reading time because sometimes I use my phone, for example, for filming or other stuff. So it's not always bad. I only took the time from these two apps, so YouTube and Twitter, did a little maths, a little division divided by 7, and it gave me around 6 hours and 45 minutes, which I'm aware is really bad. But like I said, a lot of these hours are watching YouTube in the background. This week, I am technically on spring break. So that doesn't mean like I have nothing to do. I just like a less busy week than usual. So I'm going to do this challenge. I'm going to try and read 6 hours and 45 minutes every day. And also, on top of that, since we're March 1st, it is the start of Realmathon. Realmathon is like a competitive month-long readathon. This is like my third year participating in it. I'm on Team Paladins, and I just think it's a fun readathon to participate in. I have a very ambitious TBR for this month. These are all books I would love to get to this month. So I can choose from any of those to read this week. I am going to pick one to start right now. And also, while getting it prepared this morning, I was listening to His and Hers by Alice Finney. So I listened to the first hour of my reading time this morning already, so that's great. And yeah, I started a thriller. I was in a bit of a thriller mood. I love like a palate cleanser thriller once in a while. Yes, I read I think about like 15 to 20% of His and Hers by Alice Finney, and so far that's good. Hey, I'm not great about reviewing thrillers. I think my first order of business this morning is going finishing a manga volume that I started last night. This is volume. Oh my god, The Glare, which Hat Atelier volume 2. Such a whimsical little manga. I started it yesterday reading volume 1. I fell in love with the art style. It's so cute and it's good. So I'm gonna finish reading volume 2 of Witch Hat Atelier. Yay, let's get it. 20 minutes later, I finished volume 2 of Witch Hat Atelier. It was so freaking cute once again. Things are getting a bit more complex. There was a bit of trouble amiss, but yeah, I'm definitely going to read more of that in the next couple of days, weeks, because it's so fun, and I'm just really enjoying my time with Witch Hat Atelier. So it's a good like palette cleanser as well. So now it's time to pick my first physical book. I have picked The Everlasting by Alexei Arrow. I'm excited about this. My hopes for this are super high. Like, I am so hyped for this. Hopefully it doesn't let me down. Okay, I'm gonna start right now. I'm only 19 pages into The Everlasting, and I'm already absolutely gagged. Not a fan of heterosexual relationships, usually, but this dynamic of the cool, badass, legendary lady knight and the man who's absolutely obsessed with her might have something, might it speaks to me. This is already heterosexual in a very lesbian way, and I will not extrapolate on that. Hello, it's now 1 p.m. I have a little bit less than 3 hours left on my timer, and I'm now realizing how unrealistic this challenge is. Like, I don't think. Wait, it's too early for me to give up. But if I do give up on day like 2, please don't fault me. Like, if I fail on every day, who cares? Okay, I'm just doing this to challenge myself. I just think like this might not be achievable for every single day this week, but I'm still gonna try. So first update, I'm 26% into His and Hers by Alice Feeney. I never said what it was about. A woman died, and we're following two different point of views. His point of view is a detective. He's a police officer, and he's basically looking into the case of the murdered woman. And then the hers perspective is a journalist slash like TV presenter, and she's also like she wants to report on that case specifically. The thing is, they're both like highly suspicious relating to the murder. They both have doubts about the other, that they could be somewhat involved into the death of the girl, and like I don't know, they're both very unreliable narrators. So yeah, it's a fun time to listen to. Like always, I'm not like the biggest critic on thrillers just because I'm not the best well versed in them, so like I don't have a lot of reference for them. I just think they're fun palette cleansers most of the time. And then I read some more of The Everlasting. I read up to page 84 in this, that chapter 8, and I also started annotating it just because I have a feeling that we have a new favorite book on our hands. Yes, I have a feeling that this book is going to be like part of my personality. Okay, this book is kind of difficult to explain. I'm gonna try my best. It is set in like a fantasy world, but it's very similar to our own. So we're following this guy named Owen, and it's set in like a modern-ish time. So Owen is a war vet. He is a scholar, and he fought in a war that is basically World War II. Like, obviously, it's a different world, so it's very different. But like, there was a World War One in their world as well, and then he fought in World War II, basically, even though it's not called that because it's a different world. Where he lives, it's basically super similar to Europe and like the UK maybe. And yeah, so he's a war vet, and he is now an historian, a scholar, and he is researching the history slash folklore tale of Una Everlasting. Um, and she is like the foundational myth for the place where they live. She is kind of like this world's version of our Arthurian tale. So the myth of like the King Arthur, Excalibur, the Knights of the Round Table. She's basically this fantasy world's equivalent of that. So imagine we're in like a couple years post World War II, Reconstruction, state of kind of disarray, and we follow this scholar who is writing a thesis about this Una Everlasting, like mythical character, but also like he's an historian, so he is actually researching into her as like a true person that existed in history. And then I don't know what more I should say. I don't want to say too much. But he somehow gets. I don't know how. I will just say that without saying too much. There is elements of time travel in this, so you might like make up what you think might happen with just that. Yeah. And it is absolutely tragic as a story. Like I'm already feeling very unsettled by just like where this might go. I think this book might break my heart. Yeah, I'm feeling like jittery almost because I don't know what to do with myself. So now I'm thinking of going on a walk and listening to some more of his and hers. Hopefully I'm able to through my timer today. Yes, we'll see. Hey y'all, good morning and happy day 2. Yesterday, I finished all of my 6 hours and 45 minutes, and I think that's an accomplishment. I'm so proud of myself for doing that. See if we're able to, like, make lightning strike twice, and for it to happen once again today, because I have a much busier day today. But let's start with like a little status update of what I've read yesterday. So I read some more of The Everlasting. I got to page 94. So pretty much read the first 100 pages of The Everlasting. I am still obsessed with this. It is absolutely I'm feeling, I'm almost feeling overwhelmed having to speak about this book. I don't think I have the words. I don't think, like it's so, yeah. Anyways, I hope I get the vocabulary to speak about this book before this vlog is over, because I fear my intelligence might not be up to par with this book. Like, it's so good. So good. Anyways, and then I listened to some more of His and Hers by Alice Finney. Actually, I'm gonna check. Okay, I have checked and I am 80% through His and Hers by Alice Finney. And I think I know. I think I honestly, like, every time I read thrillers, I think I'm a mastermind. I think I'm Sherlock Holmes. And yeah, but this time around, I actually think I might have guessed like the whole plot twist thing immediately as the character was introduced, because hey, maybe it's just me, but if a character in a thriller is introduced and they have the same name as another character that was previously introduced, like, I will immediately be the person that's like, those are the same pictures, like those are the same person. So I'm trying to remain vague in case this is a thriller anyone wants to read. I just hope, like, I know I figured out like a plot point, but I hope I haven't figured out everything. I hope there's still more to surprise me. I hope there's more to it than just that, because that was like kind of gaggy when I like found it out. I was like, oh, and then it was revealed and I was like, ah, of course I got that. But then, like, I hope there's more to it. I think there's more to it. I have some more theories right now, but I don't know if they're possible, because they involve, I'm not gonna say too much. I'm just gonna come back once I finish it. So today, I kept listening to His and Hers while getting ready. So I got my first 45 minutes done. But yeah, today is going to be like a much busier day for me. I have to go to the grocery store this morning we're out of pretty much everything. So I need to do groceries this morning. And then later today, I'm meeting up with a childhood friend, and I'm so freaking excited. We barely ever see each other. We see each other like maybe twice a year. And yeah, I miss her so much. So I'm going to like see her, and that's obviously going to like take reading time away from me. But honestly, today, if I end up only reading for like 2 hours, then that's what I end up reading. Like, I'm honestly fine with that. I just want to challenge myself to not waste time on Twitter or stuff. Like, if I have free time, I want to pick up my book. But if I end up not having any free time today because I'm busy with my friend, then that is allowed. And I'm just so excited. So yeah, I'm going to go to the grocery store right now, and I'm going to be listening to His and Hers while I do that. So yeah, and I think I'll be done with it pretty much as soon as I'm done with my grocery shopping. Oh, also, last night, I haven't spoken about that. Last night, right before bed, I was like, oh, actually the cover on the ebook is not as cute. That's not usually the cover. Anyways, I picked up A Curious Beginning by Deanna Raybourn. This is the first book in the Veronica Speedwell series, which is a historical mystery series, and it's supposed to be like fun, and it's mystery but not like too dark. I think it's mostly just like fun mystery fun solving stuff set in Victorian England, and we follow this lady, Miss Speedwell, who is quite a character, especially for Victorian England right now. I've read only 4%, and she's quite the shock to Victorian society. So yeah, I picked it up because I've heard that it's like a really fun, fast-paced book. It's quite buzzy. It's entertaining, and I really hope I'm entertained by this. I also know that the people who love this love it down. Like, they're obsessed with the series, and there's also like some sort of like very slow burn romance going on throughout the book with a gentleman, and people say it's like so buzzy and everything. So I'm hoping I like this. I think that was all I needed to say for now. Okay, bye. And now I just finished listening to His and Hers by Alice Finney, and honestly, not the best thriller I've ever consumed. The ending was quite disappointing. I wanted it to be more twisty and turny, and actually, not the first theory, but the second theory I had was right, and I wanted it to be like right, but also additionally something else. And I'm just under 5 hours for today's timer, so I'm gonna just keep on reading. I think I'm just gonna keep on reading The Everlasting. I'll let you know. Okay, so not only is this book absolutely amazing, it is also horrifying and so accurate to the current socio-political state of the world. It is. It is definitely commentary on what's happening right now in the US and happening right now pretty much everywhere. You know, people just love to rewrite history to justify their war crimes. This makes it absolutely fucking devastating. I will say I'm not 100% down with the main character yet. I feel like he could be developed into something better, but right now he does have some thoughts that I'm like, that was a bit weird. You're kind of objectifying her in a way, but hopefully he evolves. I think we're meant to find some of his like reflections a bit weird. So, but yeah, it's absolutely devastating. I'm on page 124, by the way. Hey guys, welcome to day 3. Welcome to my bathroom. you've never seen my bathroom before because it's kind of ugly and low-key there's no light in here, but I thought I could get ready for my day while talking to you, multitasking. I'm actually really bad at doing that, but hopefully I'm able to do that this morning. So, day three, tomorrow, no, yesterday, I didn't really update you after going to see my friend. I had so much fun. We just talked for hours. She's probably watching this right now. Hello, Anna. Okay, so yeah, I had so much fun, but I did not end up finishing my reading time for today. But honestly, I still read a lot. Like, I'm super proud of myself. I ended up having still 1 hour and like 53 minutes on the timer for the day. So that means I almost read for 5 hours yesterday. That's so good. That's incredible, honestly. Yeah, after finishing his and hers, I kept reading The Everlasting and the book. And The Everlasting, it's so good. I think I'm a little bit past halfway point. I'm 173 pages into it, and it's so good. And I don't know how to explain this book because it's quite complicated, but I feel like if you like This Is How You Lose a Time War, and I think if you like the books that I like if you love my favorite books, like The Starless Sea, This Is How You Lose a Time War, these types of books that are like my quintessential favorite books, I think you would also love The Everlasting. It is a beautiful story, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Yeah, I read up to page 173 of The Everlasting, and then I also continued reading A Curious Beginning by Diana Rayborn, and I got to 87 pages in that. So I know a little bit more about the story. When I first introduced it, I basically said nothing about it because I only had read like 20 pages. But now I know a little bit more. So we follow our main character, Miss Speedwell, and her like governess just died, like the woman that was taking care of her. I don't know how old like the main character is, but I'm guessing she's like a young adult. I'm guessing like early 20s, maybe 20 or 21, because she's still like she's traveled a lot and she's done a lot of things in her life, but she still reads really young. So I don't know how old she is, but I think she's pretty young still. Anyways, so her governess just died, and Veronica, our main character, would prefer to burn in hell than to get a husband and get married. Like, she hates that prospect. So she's like, fuck that, I'm not doing that. She's like a naturalist, a natural historian. She's basically one of those people back in the 1800s who researched species of animals, and her like specific niche is butterflies. So like obviously right now we don't really have like people like that because we've pretty much well, we haven't discovered every animal, but pretty much a lot of them. But back then there was still like a lot of undiscovered species and a lot of like learning about them. So she is a naturalist and she loves to learn about like different animals, and she really loves butterflies. So that's her like shtick. And she loves to like travel the world and go search for butterflies. So basically, right after her governess dies, she goes to London with a random man she doesn't know, just because he thinks she might be in danger, and she's like, I'm not in danger, like what the fuck are you talking about? But also this random man is offering her a train ticket to London, so she's like, I'm not gonna pay for my train ticket. Like, of course I'm gonna follow this random man. He's just gonna pay for my train ticket. So she goes with him, and this man is like convinced that something bad is going to happen to Veronica. So he's like, I need to put you in the care of someone like that will take care of you. And she's like, well, I have nothing better to do and also nowhere to go in London at the time. So if you put me in a place that will just like cover all of my expenses for now, why not? So she goes to live with this like rude guy who is also a naturalist, and they bicker. They bicker for a while until they get news that the guy who brought Veronica to London just died in weird circumstances. I'm guessing this is where the murder mystery plot will come in. It's just taking a while for the actual like mystery to come in. There was a lot of just like bickering between characters and like not bickering, bantering, a little banter between the characters before like any actual plot happened. But to be honest, like it was so fun. Like I like Veronica as a character. She at times gives me a little bit of like not like other girls. She does have purple eyes, which I did roll my eyes at that. I did roll my eyes at that. Why would you make your main character have purple eyes? I know it's like an actual condition. Some people have purple eyes, but it is very main character to give your main character purple eyes, you know? So today I'm probably not going to be able to fulfill my hours once again because I made plans. I made plans with my sister and my girlfriend. We're going to go shopping, which is like an hour and a half from where we live. So we're gonna do like a little trip to the outlet. We're gonna go shopping together, and we're just gonna like make a day out of it. So I'm not gonna have much time to read. I did start reading a bit this morning. I started a new audiobook. It's a narrative nonfiction called The Rape of Nanking. It's very gruesome. Like it's kind of a very brutal contrast to just talking about a curious beginning. But anyways, I'm reading this narrative nonfiction, historical nonfiction about the terrible events that happened in Nanking during World War II. I know I've read a lot of fantasy books which took a lot from this specific event in history, and I, being from the West, have not been informed a lot on that. I also know that not only in the West, like the events that took place at Nanking were erased in many ways, and we don't want that to happen, especially with like such crimes against humanity. And while I'm talking about like this book that deals with a very dark part of our world's history, I would also like to encourage everyone right now to stay informed not only about our history but also about world current events, especially if you're like me from a Western country. I'm from Canada. We have a privilege of being like very distant from such conflicts and looking from a distance. The least we can do is stay informed and like not turn a blind eye to what is happening right now. Yeah, I think so. I just wanted to like take a moment and just tell everyone, stay informed. And also like I hope everyone is staying safe. I really wish for everyone to be able to stay safe. Yeah, this is horrible. I have nothing like better to say about the situation. I'm obviously not an expert. I just try to inform myself the best that I can, and I wanted to encourage all of you to also do the same. So yeah, while reads like the one I just started this morning are not the most fun, they're not really escapism because they remind me of lots of things happening right now. There are also like probably the most important reads I'll ever read. So I will be moving on with the vlog in like a happier, lighter note. But yeah, I just hope that this vlog can maybe bring some joy, some escapism for a moment. And then yeah, also like encourage everyone to stay informed and stay safe. Yeah, I probably will fail again today, but I don't think it's actually a failure like yesterday. I don't think it's a failure if I'm exchanging my screen time for like in-person time with the people I love. I know already. And what time is it? Okay, so I have about 50 minutes before my sister is here to pick us up and we leave. So I'm gonna use that time to, I think, read some more of The Everlasting. Then with me, I'm going to have my phone and ebook with me the whole day. So Hopefully I get to read some more of A Curious Beginning. I don't think I'll be able to finish it, but if I do finish it, I have other books on my like Libby app available. So I won't be running out of books, but I don't think I'll be able to finish A Curious Beginning. Anyways, yes, okay, plan for today, have fun. I'm back. It's now about 5 p.m. and I have a small book haul. I bought one book. I went to the bookstore because there's a bigger bookstore with a bigger English section where we went, and I bought Strange Buildings by Ukutsu. I read both Strange Pictures and Strange Houses by the same author back last fall, I think, and they were both like so buzzy, like such fun thrillers with lots of mixed media and just like really complex and fun, and I really enjoyed both of those. So I decided to pick this one up because it was on sale. So yeah, excited about that. But I basically haven't read at all today. I still have 5 hours and 12 minutes on the clock. So I'm obviously not gonna finish that. That's pretty much impossible. I would have to read nonstop until like 10:30 tonight, and that's not gonna happen. So I'm just gonna do my best and not put pressure on myself and just have fun and read what I can. So hey, I'm back. It's now day 4, and I ended up being able to read for 3 hours yesterday, which is pretty good, considering how busy my day was. So yeah, good job for that. That was good, and that got me like so close to the end of The Everlasting. I got to page 268, and the reason why I didn't read those last 30 pages last night, I was getting tired, and I wanted like that those last couple of like chapters that I read from The Everlasting last night really took something from me. Like I'm so stressed about the way that this might end. I am so attached to like the story and the characters and everything, and I'm scared that this is not going to end well for anyone. I just wanted to give my full attention to the ending of this. So that's what I'm going to do this morning. I don't know, wish me luck. I'm terrified. I'm absolutely terrified. The villain in this book is terrifying. Oh my god, the villain in this book is crazy, and I'm so scared. Like, I don't know how the characters are going to get out of this situation. It seems like there's no way out, and it's absolutely terrifying. And yeah, okay. Wish me luck, I guess. I don't know if I'm gonna recover from this. I'm done with The Everlasting by Alex E. Arrow, and I want everyone to read this book. Yeah, I don't even know how to. I will take a page out of Jane Austen's book right now and say that if I loved this book less, I might be able to talk about it more. I don't think I have the words to describe how much I loved this. The ending was beautiful. It was just the entirety of this book was so well thought out. Every single word on these pages was meant to be there. Like, this story was meant to be written. I don't, yeah, that ending, Loki broke me. Um, I'm just so grateful that books like this exist. Um, yeah, please read this book. Please read this book. It's like incredible. Um, mm, mm, yeah. I have changed location. I wanted to visit my dog because he's been all alone all day. And he's in a strange new environment, so he's feeling stressed about that. So I wanted to come and visit him and keep reading here because I'm just in, like, this is not our house, but I'm in the basement right now, and this basement is so freaking cozy. Okay, my dog just decided to fucking leave me all alone. I hope he's not getting up to no good. But yeah, this basement is so cozy. Like, I'm just sitting on the floor here because the carpet is so soft and chunky. There's a hanging, like, hammock like chair. There are some bean bags, this futon. Like, I am going to have a blast reading here. So, update, my dog wants to eat this fluffy mic. Quick rundown of the books I brought along with me. I brought my e-reader, so on there I have A Curious Beginning, but I also have like a bunch of other books downloaded on this. And then I brought along with me When We Lost Our Heads by Heather O'Neill and Strange Buildings by Okatsu, which is what I bought yesterday, literally. But I think what I'm feeling like the most is Strange Buildings, which is not surprising because the book you buy the most recently is the book you feel most like reading. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start with this. I have 3 hours and 53 minutes left on my timer, so let's get to reading. I'm already on page 70. This book, actually all of this author's work reads so fast. Not only are they fast-paced mysteries, they're also like almost exclusively told through interviews that the author had with his own characters. So obviously, like, the story itself is made up, but the author of the book is like the main character of the book, and he interviews his characters basically about strange things happening in their lives, and they uncover the mystery. And also there's a lot of images in his books, like lots of floor plans, pictures, um and also the story is a little bit told to us like we're dumb, which is good for me because I often am quite dumb. So let's say there's a floor plan, they show us the floor plan, and then if 2 pages later they have to say something else about the floor plan, they're gonna show the floor plan again, which is good for me because I don't have to go back 2 pages to see the original floor plan. I can just follow along, and that takes up lots of page space, so that makes it really fast to read. So this book is like 11 separate cases of like mysteries in strange houses, strange buildings, and I believe at the end all of the 11 mysteries will be tied together somehow. And yeah, so I read the first two, and yeah, I love it. It's so fucked up. And I love houses. I love floor plans. Hi, welcome to day 5. As you probably saw, I failed once again yesterday. I had only about an hour left on my timer, so I still read like a fucking lot. So yeah, so yesterday I pretty much, I almost finished Strange Buildings by Uketsu. I made it to page 342. I'm almost done with this. I'm going to finish this morning. I was planning on finishing it yesterday, but instead I just spent time with my girlfriend, so I didn't finish it. So I'm gonna finish it right now. I'm also almost done with reading The Rape of Nanking, so I'm also going to finish that. I just finished Strange Buildings by Ukitsu. Once again, this author's writing does get really, really repetitive towards the end because it is like every single detail is spoon fed to us as the reader. Like, just in case we forgot the important information, the author is gonna repeat it 12 times. And that does get a bit tiring, especially when you binge read the book. I'm guessing, like, if you read it over a long period of time, the author repeating the information would be great for you because you might have forgot exactly what was said or everything. But like, I read this in like 24 hours, so obviously, like, I remembered everything. You don't need to like quote me exactly who said what. I still remember everything, so it's still like fun, and I still have so much fun with these strange, creepy, like, mysteries. They're honestly like horrifying, like what happens in those books. If you want like something really fast paced that will keep you reading, I really recommend this author's works. I think, however, you should start with Strange Houses because Strange Building is technically book two in that series, and it does refer back to Strange Houses. So yeah, I liked it fine. It was a fun time. It was honestly exactly what I needed. I needed something dark and twisted and very quick to read. So yeah, if you want to read something fucked up, there you go. This video was low-key like a social experiment. Okay, so let me explain. Let me explain. Okay, so I drastically failed yesterday. And by drastically failed, I mean I still read a lot. I read 2 hours yesterday. So to the normal average human being, that's a good amount of time to be reading per day. And like realistically, it's probably closer to what I would actually read in a day. Hey, listen, 6 hours and 45 minutes is just not feasible. And yeah, and also it doesn't help that this week has been like one of my busier weeks socially. Like, I'm usually not that social, but this week I was seeing so many people because everyone is like on break at the same time. Everyone is like, let's do something right now because that's when we have time. And I'm usually like really not that social. So that was not an average week for me. I didn't pick my week well, but also a lot of my screen time that I have usually my screen time is super high because I think I said that in the beginning of the video, but I do have YouTube going on in the background while I do schoolwork usually because my schoolwork is not the most stimulating thing. So I do like to have a little vlog in the background, a little podcast going on in the background, and that accounts for screen time when I'm not actually looking at my phone screen. That being said, I'm glad I did this challenge this week because it showed me how much I can actually read in a day, and like, it's crazy. Technically, even if I only read the total amount of time the first day of the challenge, I still read a whole lot this week. And it's like this crazy amount of reading really showed me that, like, yeah, 6 hours and 45 minutes, that's way too much. But I think I could, like, realistically set aside 3 hours for me to read every day and be able to do that. I had a lot of fun this week. Yeah, today is day 6. I'm giving up, by the way. I'm giving up. I'm not gonna do today. I'm not gonna do tomorrow. So it's not a full week of reading. It's a failure of a challenge, in case you didn't know. You should have known after day 1 because after that I just failed every day. So yes, this challenge officially a failure. But is it really a failure? Because I had such a fun week and I read like 4 full books and part of 2 other books. And that's crazy, bruh. In 5 days, that's what I read. Like, insane. I think I feel unstoppable. I feel great. Okay, let's do a quick little recap of everything I read. First book, I finished reading Hat Atelier Volume 2. Second book, I listened to the entirety of His and Hers by Alice Finney. Third, I read The Everlasting by Alex E. Arrow. Fourth, I listened to the entirety of The Rape of Nanking. Fifth, I read the entirety of Strange Buildings by Uketsu. And then, sixth, I made it a quarter of the way through A Curious Beginning by Deanna Raybourn. 25% through that in 5 days. I feel like I deserve like a round of applause or something. Maybe finishing my timer was the friends we made along the way, because truly, like, I have I have dismally failed this challenge, and yet I feel so proud of myself. And that's on having low expectations. I think what I learned from this experience is that I need to touch grass more and spend time with real life humans more. Lose the screen and pick up my books, because that actually makes me happy. Yeah, if you liked this video, can you please like it, please? Because if you like it and you don't like it, how am I gonna know that you like it? And if you like my face, you can subscribe. I do lots of reading vlogs. I love doing reading vlogs. I have some more coming your way soon, eventually. Be patient. Okay, bye. Bye. Love ya, bye.